Hello ladies, gents, boys and girls, and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Today we are back in the TFDI designed MD-11, flying this FedEx service 1202 from Newark to Memphis. Flight time of about 2.5 hours, cruising at flight level 320 with a cost index of 200, taking, 32 tons of fuel and 77 tons of cargo, so we're quite heavy today. Taking off of Newark on runway 04 left and arriving onto 36 right into Memphis. Weather in Newark is absolutely dreadful, so we're going to be clearing this. Might be a bit bumpy on the climb, but then when we get down to Memphis, the weather's going to clear up. It's going to be really nice. So let's jump into the flight deck and see if I can still fly this aeroplane. So welcome into the flight deck of the TFDI MD-11. We'll get the IRSs to nav position. Get some cargo heat on as well. We'll click that into the A position as well, and we'll arm the emergency power. Get the seatbelt signs and no smoking on. Storm light can come on, or the emergency exit lights can come on. Sorry. Get some light in because it is quite dark in here. And that is the overhead paddle pretty much set up. So we'll go FMC1 and we'll align the secondary artificial horizon. Yeah, the TFDI has had a big update since I last flew it, so we'll have a look when we get, well, we'll have a look at the systems as we fly along really, but it was a good plane anyway, it's just got a little bit better. So we'll go into the flight plan and it's all loaded in there, so we're just going to have to fill in some information. So we'll initialise the IRS and our call sign is FDX 1202, and we'll pop that into the flight number. Cruise, our alternate, sorry, is KBNA. 200 is the cost index. The winds are going to be 6/ headwind of 113. And the cruise level is going to be 320, 6 degrees, sorry, and a headwind of 113. And the departure today doesn't give us a departure, but I'm assuming it's going to be the Newark departure. So clear that, and we'll go over here and we'll have a look at the charts. So KEWR, and we'll search that. And none of them are what we need, is it? Ah, because I'm on the stars. That's silly. So we got the Devil, we got the Liberty 5, got the Newark 5, which looks the best. Yeah, the Newark 5. So we go Sid, Newark 5, runway 4 left. And we don't need any secondary or additional synths, so we'll just insert that. And we'll go flight plan, and we'll scroll down all the way to Memphis, and we'll pop the arrival in there. So it's a star, and it's going to be the Bluz 5, and the arrival runway is going to be 36 right. And is there any transition? Just looking at my flight plan now, I don't believe there is, or that Rammed is, and then we'll just insert that. I'll go flight plan, and we'll go to plan mode, and we'll decrease, so it's a left hand turn after departure, and then vectors onto the first waypoint. And down into Memphis, and it's just vectors onto final. Brilliant, so that looks all fine to me. Let's go map mode again. And we'll just have a look, zoom in and see if there is any additional information we need to know So initial climb is 3,000. So we'll plug that in, and then just after departure we'll get clearance. But we'll do it realistically. So we'll go 3,000 feet after departure, and we'll hold it there for a little bit. We'll set the parking brakes now. So everything's set up there so far. We just need to do the performance page, so we'll do that now. So we go payload. No, that's the one, and we'll set fuel and payload, and we'll just double click everything in. It's pretty straightforward. Lovely. So that's everything set up correctly, and we'll go take off on the auto brake. So we'll do some takeoff performance calculations now. So we'll go and sync up that. So 040 at 7 knots, 6 degrees. Come on, get takeoff weight. Is it being funny again? There you go. Get takeoff weight, and we'll calculate. Those look okay. We'll redo it because I need packs on. And we'll calculate again, and it is pretty much the same. So we'll pop that into the FMC, and we'll first of all get the dialer flap set to 25, which is our takeoff flap today. Lovely, so that's set to 25 degrees. And we'll get the APU started. And that should come on momentarily. So let's get all this information plugged in. So we're going to go. Let's see if I can read it from there. Yeah, I can. So 50 degrees or 58 degrees select temperature, flap 25, .0 at 7, outside air temperature is 6 degrees, and it's give us our takeoff speeds. So plug them in all there. We get 165 plugged in. I wish there was a pin on here so you could pin all your charts. It's really annoying to keep going back and forth. So we're parked there. So 4 left, it's literally the first runway. We're quite lucky. I thought it was going to be a really long taxi. But 4 left, so we'll push back, tail left, nose right, and we'll taxi straight onto the runway. So the course is 039. And the APU's on now, so we'll get the bleed on. I'll get some conditioned air into the flight deck. That is everything pretty much set up. Just waiting for the last little bit of GSX to finish, and we can. Oh, GSX is finished, sorry. Just wait for the IRSs to align, and we'll jump back in and get ready for push and start. So, IRSs are aligned, and welcome back into the flight deck. We are ready for push and start, so we get the TCAS to TARA. We'll ask GSX for pushback. get rid of, close the last door, move the wheel chocks and disconnect the GPU, and we'll go outside. And I love flying the MD-11, it is a real heavy metal aeroplane, it's so fun to fly. It's a bit weird, these American SIDs and stars. Well, they're a lot simpler than Europe, some of them, especially Italy. But yeah, so it's just left-hand turn and then we vector ourselves. We'll just go direct. So, parking brake's released. We go engine number 1 to start. It's very simple. Does it all itself basically. You just have to wait for the N1 to get to 10, and you throw the fuel in. I know this plane looks quite difficult to fly, and some of the stuff is a lot different to Boeing and Airbus that a lot of people are used to, but after a couple of flights in it does become second nature. It is quite easy to handle. I think the only thing that's a bit difficult is the landing in this aeroplane. It's so different to anything I've ever flown before. It's just really strange. But I'll probably smash it into Memphis, but that's a typical cargo landing. So, and then we'll get the engine number 2 to start. So there's a YouTuber called Father Time. He's an ex-American Airlines 777-300 captain and a ex-MD-11 captain as well. And he has some great videos on this aeroplane. He's also got some really good documentation he's made in this aeroplane, which I've used to learn how to fly it. So hop over into his Discord, where he's got all the manuals and can tell you sort of how to start the engines in sequence. So his one says 1, 2, 3, start them in order, which does make a lot of sense actually. But yeah, it's really good. So we set the parking brake now. And that engine has started. We'll just tell GSX that we've got a good engine start, because engine number 3 isn't going to take that long to start. We'll throw the fuel in. And look at this absolute monster. What an aeroplane. So they have changed the sound pack slightly, so the default sounds are actually quite good. The textures are really good as well. They've updated the wind textures and the engine texture modelling. They've updated the, as you can see, we've got terrain on our MDs now, so it's quite a really good aeroplane. I've got the passenger version as well, so I was thinking about doing some MD-11 ops into St Martin from Amsterdam. That might be cool. So left is clear and right is clear. Both engines have, or 3 engines, sorry, have started nicely. Just got to wait for the bypass pin to be shown before we can start doing the flows. As the guy who's doing that is run over by the top. Brilliant GSX. So bypass pin being showed. Flows, APU off, taxi lights on. We go down on the speed brake, flaps to 25. Which one is it? It's not like the Airbus where it's like flight controls. Is it config? Might be. Is that going to show the flight controls? What else is there? I can't remember, I haven't played this plane in so long. So that's not it, that's going to be if there's anything wrong, miscellaneous, no. Must just be config then. So we'll do a flight control check. Do a full right, neutral, full left, sorry, neutral, full forward, full back, and for the rudders, full left, and full right. All flight controls are free correct. So which one was it to go back to the normal page? Is it ended? No, that just closes it. It's not config, that's all just done. Status, nope. Engine, that's the one. Right, okay, so it's the engine page on both sides. So, rocket brake released. Start adding thrust and get moving. To arm the autopilot, you click autopilot once and we'll arm nav and profile. So the only small complaint I have about this aeroplane is it taxis like the old 73, the PMDG, before they updated it. The turning circle of this plane is, well, you'll just see in a minute. We'll try and turn. You have to slow it right down. I don't know if the real plane was like this. I've never flown it before, but you slow it right down and you have to use differential braking really to get it round the corners. So we'll slow it right down a little bit on the brake, because this is our left turn here. And we'll start the turn. So I've gone full left. And as you can see, we're only taxiing at 4 knots. It's struggling to get around that corner. So I'm using differential brake and I'm tapping the left brake ever so slightly to get around these corners. So I would recommend, if you are starting out with this aeroplane, taxi it really slowly. So what taxiway is in front of us is in Charlie Charlie. So we can take off from there, no problem. I'll just see, so this scenery is the Drzecki Designs one, which is really nice. A bit performance heavy, not so much at this part of the airport, but over by the terminal it is. But that says Charlie Charlie there, so we can take off from that point. So we'll just straight taxi ahead. And then we'll go back onto our SIM, which is the Newark 5. And we'll get the lights on now. So we get a bit of lighting and the glare shield as well. It's really horrible weather here. So I'll start the turn early. And this is confirmed to be 04 left. And to tell if you're ready for takeoff, on the third screen in at the bottom, that little green box, it lights up green when everything's ready for departure, so your config. If there's anything you're missing, it will be in there. So if we've configured the flaps incorrectly, it will say flaps. If you've got spoilers extended, it will say spoilers. So, lined up. clear quickly, so we'll spool them up. And there is no chrono, it automatically turns on when you put them into your takeoff clamp. So we'll spool them up, and just push the thrust levers all the way forward until the auto throttle takes over, and we have takeoff clamp. And that is a good noise. So we've got takeoff clamp now confirmed. Maintain the centre line. Anti-ice, clearly not, because I'm getting warnings. We'll go auto flight, let the aircraft take over, and we'll go 1500 feet a minute. What have we done wrong here? There you go, I think it's just the precautionary anti-ice we need on. So we've got 1,000 feet to go, flaps are still extended, we're going to level off at 3,000. Just a bit strange that they've gone off, it's probably something I'm doing. They should come on momentarily. Level off at 3,000, and there is New Jersey below us. So this on speed brake. Once brake goes off. Direct consent. So you want to go to the park. Alright, insert. And we'll pull it. The airplane's going to start climbing again. Flaps up clean. As we hopefully start to climb out of this absolutely horrible weather. controls there. There's speed brake extended accidentally, and there's the brake out in the cloud. So guys, that's pretty much it for the takeoff. Not much left to do apart from enjoy the views, and I'll join you when we're descending into Memphis. Okay, so welcome back to the flight deck. Hope you enjoyed them views as we went across the United States. Setting into Memphis now, looking to be on time. Flight time for 2.5 hours, pretty bang on to be honest with you. Descending nicely, hoping to keep getting speed break out. I've just checked the weather charts, it's okay. Bit of turbulence probably as we descend into Memphis. It's quite strong, high level winds. But apart from that, the aircraft's handled everything really nicely. I love flying the MD-11, I can't praise it high enough. This is one of my favourite aircraft on the sim. The only reason I don't fly it a lot is it's one of those aeroplanes where you have to be in the mood to fly. I know it sounds a bit stupid because I've just said it's my favourite, but you have to be in the mood to fly it because it's so different, and the flying you have to do and the type of flights actually as well. It's like the 7.3 and the Airbus. You can do any sort of flight because they do it realistically, but trying to find flights doing this that makes sense, it's slightly hard, but it's still a brilliant aeroplane, worth the money. Are landing on the runway that takes us directly into the FedEx terminal. So I've gone for low order brake flight 35, and that should in theory get us onto the taxiway. That's a right hand turn and it takes you across the other runway and straight into the FedEx terminal, so I just thought it'd be easier to get off of that taxiway. If we overrun then it's a bit of a long taxi. So I'll try and keep it, get it down on the deck as quick as possible, just to make that exit. lights are already on as we're about to get through 10,000. There's the freeze as it loads in Memphis. Trying to catch that profile there. That's a bit of an excessive percent rate. The speed's holding nicely. Get a bit of speed brake out just to maintain that magenta speed dot there. And as you can see, we've got the add drag warning. So I'll add a bit of speed brake and help it out. The scenery looks down there, nice down there. I'll tell you what, it's a very, very different weather to what it was in Newark. Clear as day, not a cloud in the sky. Lovely day down here in Memphis. And we'll stir the speed brake. So sorry if you hear that clicking again, it's the speed brake on the Thrustmaster Boeing throttle quadrant. It's a bit springy, so when you push it all the way forward it springs back slightly. So this plane's got a bit of a sensitive speed brake, so you have to sort of firmly push it in, otherwise it'll keep making that click noise because it thinks it's been armed. I can't remember who this scenery's by. It's a payware scenery, but it's actually really nice for Memphis. And there is the airport ahead of us. Shortly be making our downwind leg. There you go, just trying to catch the next altitude restriction, sorry. So we'll get the speed brake out again, just to help it slow down enough. It's really annoying. That's the only thing that's been annoying me this whole flight, is that really clicking noise. So I'll get the running lights all the way on now. Everything's on. Seatbelt signs are on. Turn down the lights now as well. We don't need them. So hold 220 knots. We'll get flaps 1 out. So with the dialer flap as well, after takeoff, I didn't show you, but I rewound the dialer flap to 15. So when we go to the next stage of flap, it's not as aggressive. So it goes flap 1, flap 15, flap 28, flap 35, flap 50, sorry. If you leave it at 25, you get this like sort of big pitch, and I think most airlines with the MD-11 they change it to flight 10 or 15. I can't quite remember, but I think 15's the best one for me because it just produces the most drag, so it's easy to get out. So we're flat 1 now, maintain the speed, and we'll put the altitude up to 3,000. And we'll slow down to 200 knots. And you have to pull it. So if you want to command the speed, you dial the speed in, so 200 knots, and then you have to pull it, and then the aeroplane will do what you've told it to. So if you just plug in 200 knots without pulling it, it will stick at the speed it was before. And that is some beautiful scenery down there. It's a really nice ortho, looks really clear. So it is a little bit bumpy. It did say that on the chart though, to about, well, it says now on the weather chart that I'm looking at that it's going to be bumpy all the way down. So, might be a bit interesting. Maintaining the 200 speed quite nicely. And what we'll do is we'll get ready to turn around in a second. Direct ourselves to the first waypoint and just see if it's, yeah, there you go. So we've inserted that and the aeroplane's going to turn now, so get the next stage of flaps out. That's flap 15. We'll slow down to about 180 knots and we'll pull again. And it's getting a bit bumpy, so we'll just direct ourselves back to that waypoint just to tidy up the turn a little bit. Go outside, have a look. Lovely. I do love flying the MD-11, it's just such a good looking airplane. Altitude alert, so we've got 1,000 feet to go. There's our final right turn. And then when the glides or the localizer starts to come in, all you do is there's no local glide, you just hit approach / land. 360. And approach / land, and we've got localizer. and that goes white, which shows it's captured the localizer. 2500, power's coming in now. So probably a little bit low, but I'd rather be low than high. Some lovely views of Memphis as we've now descending with the glide. Shortly we'll be descending with the glide. I think it's just struggling to keep up with the weather because it's really bumpy.
2500.
That's why I like flying this plane. It's so old school. So it's sort of stabilised itself now, as it's about to catch the glide slope, which it has. We've got the glide slope alive, and that goes into white. Gear down.
2500.
Flat 28. And 163. Our final approach, and we'll go flat 35. There you go. So we're fully established. Only gear down 3 green. Speed brake on. Got flaps at 35. So everything's ready for arrival. It's just a bit bumper. Change that to medium. Just want to make sure we hit that exit. Disconnect the autopilot, keep the auto throttle in, my aeroplane. Let's have a little bit of fun. So wind's still quite blustery. Really sluggish in pitch and roll this plane is. So it has to be quite aggressive, I find, with the controls. So, getting a bit low on glide, so yeah, glide slope. Redirect him. These look good though, so try and mix between the two. If I remember correctly from my test centre, this airport does have mix and matched puppies and glide, sorry. So it's a bit deceiving, so we'll just eyeball it. It's the only problem with Microsoft Flight Simulator. The puppies and the glide slope being off all the time.
400.
About 400 feet now. Perfect. So keep it on the centre line. It's a bit squirrely on the rudder sometimes. Just trying to maintain it. Speed brakes are up and reverses are green. Decelerating quite nicely. And we can can stow everything. And we've made the exit and welcome down to Memphis. Oh, no, I didn't mean to do that. There you go. We've made the exit I wanted. It should be an easy taxi straight ahead, straight to the FedEx terminal. Speed brakes are stowed, flaps can come in. Water rack's already been turned off. It was actually one of my best landings in the MD-11, that was. Shouting about freezes on touchdown though, it really annoys me with this with those freezes. But it was a nice landing. Usually I absolutely plant it. So we get the APU on to start, and the lights come off. Try and figure out what stand we park on. Just make sure we're on the centre line. I don't think there is any chance for the parking stands the north of the airport. So what I might have to do is I might have to just ask GSX to unload us when I find a stand that's suitable for the MD-11. So we're going to run to Yankee here. So ramp. We'll just clear that and we'll wait to get a parking stand shortly. No, there's nothing there. It doesn't matter. We'll just find the parking stand shortly. We'll add a little bit of thrust. Down we are. I swear I stowed the flaps. I must have clicked the wrong button. The flaps are stowed now. And I think the APU's on, so we should be alright. I'm just checking on my iPad the charts, some different charts, and if we come off the runway here and take a left, about 4 stands down, it looks like there's a big stand they can take. Well, in the picture there's a 777, so I'm assuming we can take that stand. So we've got 459. So I'm assuming the next one will be 460. No. And we'll go FedEx. And there you go, they've all spawned in. So we'll turn the taxi light off, don't blind the ground crew. That looks okay about there, so we'll set the parking brake. And engine 1 and 2 and 3 can come off. And the beacon light. And welcome down to Memphis. So guys, welcome down to Memphis. I hope you enjoyed that MD-11 video as much as I did. Really nice getting back into an aeroplane I haven't flown in a while, and it's such a terrific aircraft. The update's been brilliant. It was already a really good aircraft, so I would definitely recommend purchasing it if you don't have it already. Nice little 2.5 hour flight in the aircraft as well. Nice landing into Memphis. Thank God we left all that weather behind. I wouldn't like to fly back into that. Next time, I don't know what I'll fly really. I think I might jump back into the A350 and we'll give that a go, as that's in version 1.07. But for now guys, I'll leave you. I'd like to thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you all again very shortly in the next video.